Hi guys! Yes, it also happens to me. Yesterday I crashed my Mini 3 Pro and unfortunately it's a total write-off. What has happened, what I learned from this accident and how you can avoid such situations, I'm gonna show you in this video. So stay tuned! If you like what you see, then help the channel to grow and subscribe. So my Mini 3 Pro is a total write-off, which means I need to send it back to the DJI repair shop. But what happened that it came to this situation? Yesterday we went kayaking on a nearby river, a perfect trip to take some footage with the drone. After a 1 hour and 2 kilometer warm-up, we decided to take a short break. I took out the Mini 3 Pro and checked the surrounding for an upcoming active track flight. Of course, I also did a few flights around this beautiful spot. We were next to a weir, followed by a fish ladder and some rapids. Really lovely. You know, I love to fly close calls with the Mini 3 Pro, and so I did as well. First, everything went fine, but when I had the idea to fly backwards, not activating the collision sensors, and that was the reason for the crash. With the first tries everything went fine, but I was not happy with the footage, so I tried it again with less ascending. My bad, as it turned out afterwards. As you can see in the footage, the props touched some branches of a tree on this little island. First I thought I can rescue it by pulling up, but it was too late. The props caught completely, the drone lost the hover and fell down. At first I hoped that the drone would have crashed onto the island full of nettles. Unfortunately not. You can see from the notice in the Fly app, the drone immediately lost the signal. As the drone was just a few meters away from me, there was a strong indicator it was underwater, because underwater the signal is not transmitted. Shortly afterwards, the Mini 3 Pro was completely disconnected, a mess. I decided to start a rescue, but even if it was a small river, I was surprised how heavy the current was. So I fought my way through the river, used the kayak paddle to clear the nettles and climbed over the island. It took me a while until I found it laying on the riverbanks in the water behind a big stone. I immediately removed the battery and took it back to the other banks. After the kayak trip, I dried the drone with a dryer and later in the sun for several hours. Today I checked if no humidity was left and all components were completely dry. Then I tried to reboot it. But as you can see, the behavior is completely strange. The LEDs are glowing, but the drone is neither booting up nor doing anything else. Also, a second try a few hours later didn't really help either. When inserting the battery, the drone tries to boot up and you can hear the sound, but then nothing else happens. When pushing the power switch again, it seems to be shutting down, but then automatically tries to reboot. I think the electronics have been badly damaged. However, I had to open a repair request to DJI. The process is pretty simple and can be started under repair.dji.com. On the login screen I enter my credentials and click Login. To initiate the request I click on the blue Repair Application Submission button down below. On the following screen I see all my DJI products. As you can see, I have several on 2 pages. In this case my DJI Mini 3 Pro is affected, then I click Next in order to open the incident description. Here you can specify your issue with a lot of pull-down options. In my case, I open the collision, crash and water damage menu and select both boxes, as the Mini 3 Pro first crashed into the tree and later fell into the water. However, checking through the other menu items could be helpful anyway. There are a lot of that cover the most issues that could appear to your drone. Next, I set the date and the time when the crash has happened. It was June the 3rd at around 1 p.m. Last but not least, a detailed incident description will help DJI to understand the situation way better. So let's write a short text with a maximum of 500 characters. Clicking the blue Next button will lead you to the third And last bullet, the confirmation of the shipping address. Also, DJI is proposing you here which components should be sent back for inspection. Then agree to the privacy policy and the terms and conditions and click submit. And that's it, pretty easy. As I have experience with the repair shop, I know they will contact me within the next 2 to 3 working days and tell me the address I should send my drone. All in all, the repair process and also the service of DJI is incredibly good. Let's see how long it will take this time, but I guess I can fly again the Mini 3 Pro in about 7 to 10 days. Okay, what do I learn from this crash and what should you learn from my crash? First things first, obviously it was my fault. On the one hand, when flying backwards, try to use the sensors. Since you can't see what's coming next, the collisions are bound to happen. Never lose the vision of sight to your drone when flying backward. On the other hand, the sensors are not always detecting each branch and each leaf. Therefore, in some cases it makes more sense to fly forward and play the footage backwards later on. Furthermore, I can only recommend flying particularly carefully near water, as a crash will immediately lead to the destruction of the drone. In my case, I was lucky because the river wasn't particularly deep, but there are enough videos on YouTube where a drone falls into a lake or a deep river and is lost forever. So always fly with caution. If you liked the video, smash the like button, drop me a comment below and sub to the channel. Thanks for watching, see you, bye bye.